Hello and welcome to a special episode. And let me tell you something. Went through some bullshit with FedEx. As of this filming, this was supposed to arrive almost 3.5 weeks ago. It is the Arcade1Up TRON and Discs of TRON machine with the stool. So what we're going to do is we're going to unbox it. We're going to put it together and we're going to review that part of it. Arcade1Up, I just want to tell you, Arcade1Up was fantastic with the support when it looked like this thing was going to be lost. It didn't make it on a truck the first day it was supposed to be delivered, and then the next time it was supposed to be delivered, it made it on a truck. They never delivered it. I went back to the facility and it sat there for weeks. They even were gracious enough to send me a replacement. The replacement never showed up. This one was supposed to be going back, but this one showed up. The replacement's still sitting out there. So when that one, I don't know, whenever that one shows up, it's gonna have to be sent back to Arcade1Up. But they were very nice, very helpful, and I was very grateful for their customer support. It's excellent. I just want to throw that out there. But it's finally here, so let's get this thing unboxed. And I'm gonna do some gameplay, but that's gonna be on the other channel. Let's get this motherfucker open. So I'm kind of pressed for space in here because I have actually my work desk set up this week, and I'm working from home. But as beat up as this outside of this box was, it seems like the contents inside so far are actually in good shape. So it says you need a Phillips head screwdriver. Got that going here, electric. And got the instructions. Let's get this thing out and built. right, so that's everything. I got everything unpacked. So just a couple things. There's a lot of pieces that match the color of the cardboard packaging. Some of them are kind of small. Make sure you pay attention to that because it's easy for you to think that it's just part of the cardboard packaging and kind of easy to throw out, misplace. Don't throw any boxes away during your build. Once it's complete, then toss all your garbage. I got all mine out in the hallway right now. Second thing is a lot of these pieces were wrapped really well, like practically shrink wrapped in plastic, real tight. And I didn't want to use a traditional blade to cut that plastic, so I had the scissors. However, one of these panels was sharp on the corner, and when I was tearing the plastic off, I wasn't using the scissors at the time, but when I was tearing with my hand, the corner caught my finger, and I felt it, but I didn't see any blood initially until later when I was using my scissors, and I saw blood on my scissors. I noticed I had about a half-inch gash on the side of my finger here. So just be careful on those corners. Just a word of warning. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this thing together. And if there's any issues during the build, I'll jump in. Otherwise, hopefully, it'll go according to plan, according to instructions and everything. And this thing will be put together at the end of or after the jump. And we're going to go and take a look at how to get like the Wi-Fi set up. This is Wi-Fi enabled, which unlike the Marvel superheroes, which, by the way, I didn't have any issues with that build, except there was a monitor issue. It took forever to plug in, unplug, plug in, unplug, plug in, unplug, plug in the monitor over and over again until it finally worked. Otherwise, it was fine. It was the modding of it that was the issue. So I don't foresee any issues. I'm going to let you know how long this took, and hopefully everything's going to be fine. That cabinet, the Marvel one, did not have Wi-Fi capability. This one does, so we'll figure that out after the jump. All right, as you can see, we've got it all set up here. It's obviously a little bit taller than the Marvel superheroes. So, what were my thoughts putting together? Well, first of all, it was just me putting it together. And I took some breaks, but it was a tall stool. It took me about 2.5 hours. I only made one mistake, and that's underneath the control panel here. There's some wooden boards that this rests on, and then you screw it into it. I had them upside down. So that was the only mistake that I made. I still haven't turned it on. I'm going to figure that out in a second. But overall, it wasn't too bad. The only issue I had was there were some inputs that had to go into the control panel before placing the control panel in. I believe they came from maybe this monitor. I don't honestly don't remember, except for the light up marquee and the speakers, what came from what as far as the rest of it. But there was two things that had to run from up in here into the control panel, and it was hard as hell to get them in there because I couldn't see. Like, I could only have this out so far as I'm reaching in there and trying to put them like underneath the thing. And I scratched up, trying to do that, I scratched this up because I'm constantly moving this in and out and side to side, trying to figure out like the best way of getting those plugged in there. But I eventually did it. The only other issue I had was I was using the electric screwdriver, and there was some spots where it just couldn't fit, like especially with these screws here. Couldn't fit the electric screwdriver in there, had to use a regular screw, and sometimes they're a little bit tough getting in there. So, but anyway, other than that, I would suggest, because of how oddly shaped this also was, it wasn't, it was very wobbly on the floor, you know. So what I would suggest is get a regular screwdriver about this length. What is that? I don't know, about 5 inches or something. 5 or 6. And you have 2 people because of how kind of wobbly this was, and having to try to line up one of this entire side panels to put on and line it up with all the pegs and the grooves and stuff. It was kind of hard with one person. I took a lot of bricks. So that's that. Let's plug it in. All right, so the other one doesn't have an on and off switch. So when you plug it in, it just automatically lights up, whereas this one has an on and off switch, which is nice, because I can keep this plugged in on its own circuit, and then that one goes out. So it's starting up, which is fucking awesome. You know, this is fucking gorgeous. Oh, it's got like a purple light. You know what? Let's turn off the light for a second. Oh yeah. Yeah, so it's got the purple light up in here, and it's kind of illuminating, you know, kind of making that neon glow on there. That is fucking nice. Anyway, so wireless setup. So this is what I want to go through here real quick. Man, I can't get over how beautiful this machine is. I am I can't. This is this is pretty much like next to a dream come true. Having the actual one would be a dream come true. But anyway, so wireless setup. Enjoy our online leaderboards feature. Free updates by connected to your wireless. Now, this is the first one I've had that's wireless. I don't know if that means they're going to add games. It's only got 2 games. It could use some more games, especially games that use the spinner and this. Let's see here. So a wireless connection is not needed for local play. Set up now. Yes. So I'm going to just press the trigger, and then this is, that's how you actually move that around. So we're going to go wireless. Refreshing the connection. There's my Spectrum. Okay, now it says to enter a password, which I'll enter it, and you'll see it working after the cut. Okay, so I enter my password, and it's telling me choose a new setting for the network. I'm just going to go with automatic. Refreshing the connection. Hopefully this works. Nice. Now I got to register it. Okay, so I entered my personal email address. It wants me to put a public name. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the public name in here. Okay, so I had just enough space for my public name to be Potation Rotation without a space in between Potation and Rotation. Do you want me to post the scores to the leaderboards? Yes, I do, Tron Machine. Choose who you see in the leaderboards. How about just everyone? Okay, so now it must be thinking. Yes, no, oh, I got to go down maybe one. Find a name. I don't want to find a name right now. I don't know anybody actually on here. So exit. Okay, there's a leaderboard. Look at that. So it says press any button to start Tron. Move up or down to select a different game. Move left to change settings for Tron. Move right to access online features. So press any button to start Tron. Let's go with the start game, 1 player. And then it says press 1 player to continue. You got your controls. It's pretty easy. It's got the volume. That's pretty freaking loud. And then it's got a live, so that you can go live. 1 player, 2 player, a spinner, and of course, the ever so freaking awesome joystick. So anyway, the spinner, it's nice. nice and smooth. It goes up and down, which I've never, I don't know, that's like new to me. I don't think that's actually a thing on the arcade. I don't know if that means that is maybe for Discs of Tron. I've never played Discs of Tron. This is very clicky, moves always. All right, there's the beginning of Tron, everybody. So, what are my thoughts so far on this? Well, I'm ecstatic, and you know, for one person to put together, it was a little tough. Like I said, I only made one mistake. The instructions were pretty clear. If you're gonna use a fatty electronic screwdriver like I did, just make sure you also have a regular one just for a few screws. But like I said, 2 people putting it together, it'll be better. It might not go faster, but you'll have somebody to help support certain pieces instead of you trying to support them yourself. Setup was easy, getting everything, input, the email and everything. The only thing I would say is probably would have been better if this was a touchscreen and I could have just input everything instead of using this going back and forth. But it's okay, it got it. So, and the stool, big tall stool, nice stool though, from Tastemakers, yes. So you want to see any gameplay footage, head over to the gaming channel, and the link is down below. And we're gonna do a Let's Play of Tron and Discs of Tron, and I'll give you my thoughts on the gameplay over there. So that's gonna do it on this episode on the reviews channel. If you liked the content, please give me a thumbs up. You can give a thumbs down too, but nobody's gonna be able to see that, so who cares? Share with your friends, leave a comment down below. Do you like Tron? Do you have one of these? Do you have an original Tron? Any thoughts on Tron? I love Tron. Is there like a Tron fan thing? I don't know, but I would fall into that category. Tron Legacy Pinball would be awesome to have as well. I'm just throwing that out there. But that's gonna do it. I'll see you guys over on the gaming channel. Later.